So let's beat $1 million. Let's do it right. NDF began in one community. NDF began right here in Beverly Hills, which, where did you think it was going to start? It's a Persian organization. Was it going to be South Dakota? It started in Beverly Hills, but now they have different little groups popping up all over the world. They're in 30 countries around the world. They've come up with some of the best scientific minds on the planet to help collaborate for a cure. So it's amazing, and I got to tell you, for the past 4 years, the success has been thanks to one person that I was lucky enough to meet years ago. I met her 10 years ago. We were just doing comedy shows, and now I find out she's changing the world. So this is really amazing. Her vision, her determination, her leadership has fostered all these alliances all over the world. We've brought people together tonight, and we are going to turn this international operation into a way of unlocking the mystery of this monster, and we're going to kill this neuromuscular disease. Does that sound good? Well, then in that case, should I bring her up? You want to meet her? You want to meet the person? Just like me, she is half Persian, and she's a lot less hairy than me. I want you all to rally for my favorite half Persian, the one, the only CEO of NDF. Can we make some noise for Lale Welsh, everybody? Lale Welsh!
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Kayvon June. It's always my bad luck to have to follow someone funnier, less Persian, less serious than myself, and I have to come up here and do the serious bit, but I am probably the most boring act you're going to see tonight, so I'll keep it brief, I promise. I just want to welcome everyone to our amazing, I wouldn't say second annual because we've had many of these fundraisers before, but it's our second annual fundraiser ever since I met David Dahl, who helped me facilitate the $2.5 million match grant last year. Where are you, David? David Dahl, my hero. Thank you, everyone. Because of him, because of his help, we're here tonight to do what we did again last year. But before we get into it, I want to also say that this half Persian thing, it's serious, it's contagious maybe even a little bit. You guys better watch out. You might end up half Persian tonight. I'm half Persian, NDF's half Persian. And what I'm realizing is that this multiculturalism is actually taken hold. We talked about it jokingly a few years ago, but tonight we have people here from Israel, Dr. Argov and people, you're gonna meet those, from Japan, from the United Kingdom, from all over the world. And for those of you following us live streaming on Facebook, hello and welcome. So I want to say this in a few different languages. دوستان عزیز، خوش آمدین. خیلی ممنون که شما اینجایین. Shalom haverim. Bienvenue, les amis. And Dr. Nishino, tell me if I'm saying this right. Yokoso tomoyo arigato. And bienvenidos a Los Angeles. Thank you so much. So there's a few people I just want to quickly thank, and I promise to be done quickly. There's a few people that always help us, and there are a couple that went out of their way. Obviously, we want to thank the steering committee for their dedication, my board of directors, who is always so very supportive of everything that I do, the ambassadors, who are always so engaged in what we do, and of course, my colleagues, Nancy and Rachel. But I just want to give a special shout out to a couple people. Shirley McHale, thank you. Sherry Rezai, thank you. That beautiful art exhibit outside with Desiree Pakravan. Sogol, you made this room look gorge. I don't know how you did it. And of course, last but not least, my Michelle Etabar, who represents the very heart and soul of the kind of organization we have become. It started with Jennifer Yashari, who is wonderful here tonight, grateful to her family. But there's so many of us here in the room tonight. You're going to get to meet some of the patients later on, so I'll save that for later. But I just want to get to business real quick. Last year, just like Kayvon said, I stood here, and because of David Dahl's support, we asked you for $1 million, the first million of the $2.5 million we needed to match to get to a $5 million goal, and you guys came through. Thank you so much. A round of applause for yourselves. And we're hoping, obviously, that we do that again. To get to the $5 million, we get to keep it. And not only are we going to get to do that, but I am going to tell you what we did with that money, what we're doing with that money, and what we plan to do with that money to solve this collective problem. It is not just a problem for the patients, it's a problem for all of us in this community. And I know that we think that it disproportionately affects Persian Jews, and that may or may not be the case. There's scientists here who may argue with me tomorrow about this. But at the end of the day, it affects people from all walks of life. This is something that can only be solved when the whole global village comes together. And that is what we are going to show you tonight. I also remember standing here last year on this stage and telling you about a story that John Hakimi and I hatched about 5 years ago. John, where are you? John Hakimi. Oh, you're over there. He had this crazy notion that sounded magical to me, and I joined NDF because of the intersection of technology and biology. My background was in technology. I was excited about what futurists say, that someday in the future, genetic disease is going to be optional, that technology is going to fix all of this. So I kind of bought into it, and I was intrigued by it, and John said, Lale, it's easy. Gene therapy is a thing, and here's how we're going to do it. You're going to have to go around and find all the patients in the world so that we have a nice number. We're going to get all the scientists rounded up in a room and get them all to agree and all to share data. Ha ha. I think we've done that. And we are going to then get all of this data, share it, offer it up to a biotech company that can do gene therapy, because we don't know how to do it. We're a nonprofit. And then that's it, problem solved. And you know, I was crazy enough to believe it, John, and I really think we're pulling it off. Here tonight, we have actually got most of that work taken care of because, in part, of the $1 million that you guys helped us raise last year and the money that you've been supporting NDF with throughout the years, we've actually done a lot of preclinical work, which is the first step to getting to a clinical phase, which is when they test this therapy on human beings. But you guys, you have to understand that orphan drugs, orphan diseases, very, very few of them. There's 7,000 rare diseases in the world, and very, very few have an organization like NDF, never mind 2 actual therapies in the works being worked on. One by the NIH, which is our own government, and there's representatives here from them tonight, there are awardees, but also this group of scientists that all want to see gene therapy actually take place. So we've taken that lead, we're doing what we can, and we're hoping to hand it off to experts. That's our plan. But because I get to say this to everyone every day with different levels of understanding, what we have done is make a little cartoon for you guys that helps explain our trajectory and what we're doing. If you guys have the movie queued, let's take a look at what it's taken to get here today, why it's been so hard, where we are, where we're going, and what it will take for all of us to make it happen, to reach our ultimate goal.